Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Words of Inspiration. This video will be discussing about how Hakim Saeed solved a crime using silent language. The air hung thick with tension. Inspector Malik paced, frustration etched on his face. A ruby worth a king's ransom vanished into thin air. He threw his hands up in exasperation. No forced entry, no witnesses, just gone. Enter Hakim Saeed, a man of quiet intensity. His eyes, sharp as a hawk's, missed nothing. Despair not, Inspector? His voice, a soothing balm in the storm. Every crime whispers its secrets. We need only listen. Hakim's gaze swept the room, noting the undisturbed dust on the windowsill and the slight indentation on the carpet near the case. He crouched, fingers tracing the outline of the indentation. A small, almost invisible thread caught his eye. He carefully picked it up, examining it under the light. This thread, he mused, was not from the carpet. It was silk, a rare kind used in high-end garments. His mind raced, piecing together the puzzle. He turned to the inspector, a glint of triumph in his eyes. The thief, he deduced, had worn a silk glove to avoid leaving fingerprints. Hakim's silent language began with the room itself. The undisturbed dust on the windowsill suggested no one had entered or exited through the window. The slight indentation on the carpet indicated a recent presence, someone who stood there for a while. These nonverbal cues told Hakim that the thief was meticulous and careful. The thread, a piece of silk, was a significant clue. Silk is often associated with luxury and high-end fashion. By identifying the material, Hakim connected it to a specific type of person, someone who values and can afford such luxury. This psychological profiling helped narrow down the suspects. At the tailor's shop, Hakim's keen observation skills came into play again. The tailor's body language, a slight hesitation before answering, indicated he knew more than he initially let on. Hakim's calm demeanor and steady gaze encouraged the tailor to reveal the recent order for silk gloves. When confronting the thief, Hakim noted the thief's body language, shifting eyes, fidgeting hands, and a tense posture. These nonverbal cues are classic signs of guilt and anxiety. Hakim's silent language skills allowed him to read these signs accurately, leading to the thief's confession. The ruby was recovered, and Inspector Malik's frustration melted into relief. Hakim Saeed had once again proven that even the smallest clue, when interpreted through the silent language of nonverbal cues, could unravel the most intricate of crimes. Hakim Saeed, a student of human nature, possessed an uncanny ability. He could decipher the language of the unspoken, micro-expressions, fleeting gestures, involuntary twitches. Years of studying psychology, criminology, and even ancient Islamic texts honed his skills. He believed, as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Beware of the believer's intuition, for he sees with the light of Allah." His gaze swept the room, absorbing every detail. The overturned vase, a misplaced cushion, a faint tremor in the housekeeper's hand, each held a piece of the puzzle. Hakim meticulously noted each clue, using his knowledge of nonverbal cues to build a profile of the suspect. He analyzed body language, understanding that a slight twitch or a fleeting expression could reveal hidden truths. During interrogations, he watched for signs of stress and deception, knowing that the body often betrays the mind. By piecing together these silent signals, Hakim Saeed could reconstruct the sequence of events and identify the true culprit. The household staff assembled, a tableau of anxiety and apprehension. Hakim observed his demeanor calm, almost serene. When the gardener spoke, his words were reassuring, yet a bead of sweat trickled down his temple. The maid, wringing her hands, avoided eye contact. The face is the index of the mind, Hakim mused, recalling the words of Imam Ali radiallahu anhu. He noticed the gardener's micro-expression, a fleeting grimace when the ruby was mentioned, guilt or fear of being wrongly accused. The maid's averted gaze spoke volumes, a sign of deception or simply fear of being implicated. Hakim's mind raced, piecing together the silent language of the room. The gardener's clenched hand, a subconscious display of tension. The maid's darting eyes, a classic sign of evasion. Hakim knew that these subtle cues were the key to unraveling the truth. He reflected on psychological evidence, how micro-expressions reveal hidden emotions. The gardener's stress was palpable, his body betraying his calm words. The maid's lip biting, a telltale sign of anxiety. Hakim understood that these silent whispers were the unspoken truths that would solve the crime. Hakim shifted his focus to the seemingly composed butler. His stance, rigid and unnaturally still, betrayed his feigned composure. Actions speak louder than words, Hakim thought, recalling a saying attributed to Ali radiallahu anh. The butler's carefully controlled demeanor, Hakim realized, was a mask, a desperate attempt to conceal his involvement. The missing ruby, Hakim deduced, was hidden within the house itself, a gamble to avoid immediate detection. Hakim observed the butler's hands clenching and unclenching, a subtle sign of inner turmoil. His eyes, though trying to remain steady, darted nervously around the room. The butler's throat bobbed as he swallowed hard, a clear indication of anxiety. These nonverbal cues, Hakim knew, were psychological evidence of guilt. The butler's body language was a silent confession, revealing more than words ever could. With a thoughtful expression, Hakim pointed towards a hidden compartment in the room. The butler's shocked face confirmed Hakim's suspicions. The silent language of the butler's actions had unmasked the true culprit, leading Hakim to the concealed ruby and solving the crime. Hakim, with quiet confidence, summarized his deductions. He highlighted the inconsistencies, the subtle tells, and the silent language that exposed the culprit. The butler, faced with undeniable psychological evidence, confessed. The ruby, hidden within a hollowed-out book, was recovered. Hakim Saeed, the master of observation, had once again shown the power of understanding non-verbal communication. This case underscored the importance of reading the silent language of the human psyche. As the Quran states in Surah An-Nahl, chapter 16, verse 69, Summa kuli min kulli samarati fasluki subula rabbiki zulula yakhruju min butuniha sharabun mukhtalifun alwanuhu fihi shifa'un linnas inna fi zalika la ayata liqaumin yatafakkarun. Then eat from all the fruits and follow the ways of your Lord laid down for you. There emerges from their bellies a drink, varying in colors, in which there is healing for people. Indeed, in that is a sign for a people who give thought. Do not forget to tap on the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Please leave a comment.